Welcome to Mindless Entertainment. It is I, Jesse Milestone, coming to you on this Friday with both good news and bad news.
I have a really bad feeling about this.
Where people were just walking around, just jizzing force all over the place. He looks like he has been drinking soy from his mother's teat. Wrap yourselves in, guys, because we are gonna get mean!
I got him! Great kid! Don't get cocky!
Welcome to Mindless Entertainment. My name is Jesse Milestone. I am here with only good news. It's that I'm here. I know it's late, so the bad news part is over, me not being here. Good news part is I am here. I'm here with the Reverend Hare Krishna. He's muted, so he's probably going to unmute himself before.
I always forget that part.
Slightly important. Robb, RobotShlomo, the legend, the man, the myth, the legend, the voice, the voices, the guitars, the noises, the sounds, the jokes. He is here with us tonight, making the stream illegal because I'm pretty sure Robb is on the list of unapproved people to stream with. I'm not allowed to stream with him, so you should all go cancel me.
Breaking the law. Breaking the law.
I fought the law.
This is the unauthorized version of the stream.
Damn straight. This is the cover. This is the cover of I Fought the Law, in which I win.
Yeah.
About goddamn time, Jessica. All right, Obi-Wan Shinobi. What are you, my mother? Actually, I never had. My mom never did the Jessica. So that's just my name.
The last person that actually called me my full name, Robert, was my father. So I mean,
Robert.
Robert. My mother called me Robert too on occasion. But anyway, like I said, there's only one or two people that call me Robbie that I let them get away with. That's one of them is my cousin. So
that's reasonable. I would call you Bobbert. That's my favorite nickname.
That's fine.
Bobbert's good. Cottage cheese thighs has returned. Yes, clad in new clothing. You guys got to come watch me on Live It though, because I'm wearing these cute denim overalls that I just got today because I've been wanting a pair of cute denim overalls for a long time. But if you were over on Live It, I just had them just zipped down and I was just in my bralette thing.
See, now if I had denim overalls, I would have to grow a beard, which I can't do. Which is just it's just unfeasible for me.
What would you have you ever put a paste on one just to see what it would be like?
No, but I tried growing one years ago. I tried growing a goatee years ago in the 90s when that was a fashionable thing. And it just felt dirty all the time. And it took forever. It was blotchy. It took forever to come in. So I said, someone once asked me, he goes, how much older do you think? Because I had such a young looking face at the time. So how much older do you think you look with a beard? I said, maybe 5 years. Really? You think that much? He goes, yeah, that's how long it would take me to grow one.
Yeah.
I spend way too much money on shaving supplies to grow a beard. So
Jeff went out and he gave into his Corona beard at one point last year, and he went to CVS and he bought beard balm and brush, all this stuff, and he committed to that for a month, and it was this is too much, and then it's been $100 on nice beard oils and this and that. I was this will be here for the next time I get lazy.
Yeah.
So, oh my god, it totally would.
Yeah, magnetic facial hair.
Remember that little thing where it's exactly you kind of look like him. You kind of look like him, so then you would just look like that with the.
People used to say when I had again the 90s had a really long hair. People used to say I look like Mike Myers from Wayne's World. Yeah.
That's oh my god, that's a look. Mm-hmm. Have you seen the Halloween pictures of Jeff as Mike Myers from Wayne's World?
No, I haven't. Actually, I don't think I have Halloween pictures of myself as Captain Picard, actually, somewhere. I
just have a signed picture of Captain Picard that a listener decided to send to me, so that was pretty fucking awesome. But Irma Gerd, Sweet Pea's here. I love you too, Sweet Pea.
Hey, Sweet Pea, how you doing? She's been on your stream, hasn't she?
Yes, she has. Yes, indeed. She's my darling. Beards are makeup for men. Yeah, it kind of is. Facial hair is the male equivalent of makeup.
Yeah.
That's the thing that you guys decide, how much effort you want to put into it, how much you want it or don't want it. If it makes you look better or worse, younger or older, ridiculous or better,
Yeah.
Attractive.
And I've gone old school too. I got the old school safety razors that you open up and you put the blade on top.
Ooh.
Yeah. And like I said, Mecca hates those. And like I said, besides
At least you're not super old school. Just straight razors kind of terrify me.
Yeah, I don't trust myself to do anything with that. Yes, that is me, Sweet Pea. How you doing? How you doing? I don't want to call her my darling. That'd be presumptuous of me.
You can call her whatever you want. She's already married to Andy McCallum. So
okay, all right.
Their name, but I'm not supposed to restock them.
But you know, one time because like I had a blade had dropped down into the drawer, and I was reaching to the drawer for a comb or a toothbrush or whatever, and next thing I know, I let out a huge Fred Flintstone-y scream, and the blade had cut the top of this finger, and it bled profusely. I was like, ah! Yeah, I think I invented a few new curse words that night.
See, that's probably why Mecca is upset by the razor. It's not that she has a problem with razors. It's that she has a problem with razor blades that might end up loosely in a drawer that you have to stick your hand into, because that sounds terrifying.
No. Well, what I do is I make sure I put them in. I get the those good plastic containers that get at the supermarket with for potato salad or macaroni salad.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I put them in there for safekeeping and put the lid on top. Yeah. So
open razor blades, not good. We've had to ensure to never ever leave any type of blade out on any surface in our house anywhere, because Pancake the cat has a personal problem with all surfaces. Surfaces should be cleared at all times, according to him. And when they're not, they become ways for him to get our attention when we're asleep.
He has to make sure gravity still works, don't you?
You gotta test, do it science. Make sure it still works, and then also figure out what makes the most noise to wake up mom and papa when they're asleep and I'm hungry. So he also he knows how to just break things. I had a mug in the bedroom because it was we just moved in, so everything's kind of just pulling stuff out of boxes still a little bit. Life's been chaos, and so I have a mug in there that I was drinking water out of in the evening, and then he decided he had already knocked over one of Jeff's he knocked the mug off onto the ground, so it was down on the ground, and then he knocked one of Jeff's colognes on top of it to break it.
Yeah, this is actually, speaking of mugs, this is my favorite mug I got here. This is my
I love it.
Yeah, so that's my favorite mug. So
what's your favorite album by them?
Rubber Soul.
Excellent choice. That in contention for Robert, it's probably solidly my number 2, but Help is my number 1.
I have actually the mono box set. It tucked away. It is in a locked cabinet because I know somebody is going to borrow it, which just means take it and never give it back. So I have the.
I wouldn't blame that person if they did that.
Yeah.
I would do the same thing. What's up, Mando Merc? Hey gang, I owe you 8,000 email replies, but don't worry. Don't feel like you're alone in this, Mando Merc. I owe a lot of people replies to emails. So it's not like I'm ignoring you. It's just I'm just generally overwhelmed by the state of correspondence with the outside world and neglecting all of my correspondences.
I never get pissed off. If somebody doesn't reply, I'm like, okay, well, you're busy. That's fine.
Shadzar, why do you think that Sweet Pea's ownership of a cat precludes her ownership of dogs? I also, by the way, I want Sweet Pea in that line, and Andy McCallum to get married in real life. But okay. Sorry, tangents. Lots of tangents happening. Brain is just you know how it goes. Lando's come to say hello. So.
Oh, Lando! Hello, kitty.
One day you'll have to. You can become one of their many aunts and uncles if you just come visit them and meet them in person, because they'll immediately love you and adopt you. Especially if you're allergic, then they'll definitely want to sleep on your face.
And there's Lando. Oh, Lando, I'll put my scent on you.
Yes.
Put my scent on you.
Off you.
That's what they do. They're putting their scent on you.
He really likes it when we smell like him.
Yeah,
especially in the face region.
Where's your Pancake? Is he around?
Pancake. He's napping right on the end of the couch, but his ears I just lit his ears on fire, so that's what's up. He doesn't Papa lights his ears on fire, and it's not very nice.
I always say I have an animal attraction. I attract animals. So
I I'm just very attracted to them. Whether or not they're attracted, I actually don't know. The jury is out. I don't have enough information to determine whether or not they're attracted to me because before they can make that decision, I'm just like, fluffy. My
brother Mark has a beagle, part beagle, part wiener dog, and his name's Pumbaa. And the dog, he just runs up to you. He doesn't bark, but he sees me. He starts barking, wagging his head, and he just like jumps in my lap and just like, okay, belly rubs time.
I love it.
Yeah,
that's
right, Mecca. Like, yeah, animals are better than most humans. Yeah,
1000%. If you were like, hey, here's this random human being, and here's this mouse, and you can kill one of them, I'd be like, fucking kill the human. He's probably done something wrong, or she. That mouse is innocent. That mouse is just trying to live his life. That human's probably an asshole of some kind or another. Like mouse, they probably do. I can probably justify this.
Mouse is just doing his old mouse thing, He's just trying to,
Damn straight. Yeah. Oh, Pancake Louie Blue says hello. Are you gonna come back and say hello back? Come on. He's like, you haven't paid my appearance fee. No, this isn't fair. This is illegal. You can't make me do this.
Oh no.
My appearance fee. You can't make me do it. It's a $5 appearance fee or I won't do it. Pancake, don't be a diva.
I'm looking forward to season 2 of Pancake. I really am.
Yeah, well, I'm working on some new material. We got the Ears on Fire stuff, like you heard, right? Because Papa said my ears are burning, but I thought he meant to let them on fire. So we're gonna do that one, and stuff.
Actually, you know what? Coming back to this for a minute. Actually, I saw Robin Zander solo in New York back in 2013, and Robin Zander for Cheap Trick for people who are uninitiated. He's getting me tooed. I held out the file cut. What? Oh, Pancake. Oh, just like the Penguins. Yeah.
Penguins have to file a lawsuit. I'm so curious. Oh, please finish your story, and then I need to know more about this.
But anyway, but Robin Zander, they actually solo band. They actually performed the Abbey Road medley, which was I mean with his voice, and just there's always one part of the Abbey Road medley when they break into Carry That Weight, and then they break back into dun, 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 dun. I was like, oh God, I'm gonna lose it right now. It's like I always become overwrought with that moment. Yeah, I never give you my pillow.
I only send you my
invitation.
And in the
middle of the
celebrations,
I break down. Yeah, it was fantastic. Yeah. What happened? Obi-Wan Shinobi. What happened to Rob Dog? It's a long, convoluted story. Basically, the other Beatles decided that they didn't want to work with me anymore, and me and Yoko wanted to go off and do our own thing.
Dude, every woman in the not even in the fucking fandom, every fucking woman like somewhere related to our YouTube community has been accused of being Yoko Ono at some point.
It's ridiculous.
I got accused of being the Yoko Ono of the High Council. I had nothing fucking to do with the original one breaking up. But did you hear the rumor? Did you hear the original rumor that apparently purportedly, oh my God, John Charles Kazuma points out that our portmanteau is job. So this is the job stream. Jesse and Rob is job. Or the job stream. But anyway, so no, apparently, according to rumor, I was sleeping with Jeremy. And then
my God.
when Jeff and I started dating, I broke things off with him. And that is what upset Jeremy and why he left the High Council. Yeah. But I actually know the real reason the original High Council broke up, but it's not at liberty to say. I
broke them up. I broke up the High
Council. It was Rob is the real Yoko Ono, guys. Rob is Yoko. That's the secret. It's actually been Rob all. You guys think it was Agatha all along? The shit was Rob all along. Fucking He actually broke up the original Beatles too.
Yes, yeah. I wasn't born then, but they heard, hey, there's this kid in Connecticut that's about to be given birth to, and we better split up now before
you got to do it.
Yeah.
Oh no.
You know, have you ever been to you've been to the UK, haven't you?
No, I actually have. Well, I've been in London Heathrow. That's it. I've flown
Okay.
via London Heathrow to several other European destinations, but never actually the UK.
Yeah. When I was in London, actually every day I was there, somehow I just ended up at Abbey Road Studios. Just outside at the crosswalk. Just okay, it was a miracle. And this is a miracle. I just was guided there in an unconscious state. It was like I'm at Abbey Road Studios. Okay, we're here. Just hanging out. We're just hanging out.
Evelyn, dude, I would be doing that 1000%. Did you see the Paul McCartney car karaoke episode with
oh yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah. I freaked out. I like teared up during moments in it. I was like, dude, I would be freaking the fuck out if I was there or in the bar at the end. Oh my God. Evelyn, because he only has a slightly above average peen as he advertises to the world, and Jeff has a very above average one, obviously. Come on, logic. I do want to read this officially read the super chat from Gladiator. Okay. Thank you. By the way, love the logo, love the name choice. That movie, that's like top 3 favorite movies of all time for me, Gladiator. So ask me anything about Gladiator. I would love to talk about it. Justice for Rob, unsub for Midnight's Edge. You are always welcome to call for boycotts on this channel as you choose. I personally do not call for boycotts myself. However, if you were to look at my subscriptions, you would see that I am no longer at this time sub to Midnight's Edge or Midnight's Edge After Dark, nor do I follow them on social media. And I do that in part, in solidarity for the wrongs that were done to good friends of mine, such as people like Rob and Mecca. So I don't call for boycotts. I expect everyone to make their own decision and based on the facts. But you guys can pretty fucking clearly tell where I stand. So,
yeah.
And if you can't, just ask. I'm not shy.
Yeah.
So there you go.
That picture, that's one of my pictures there, if you want to bring it up. And yeah, that is me sitting in front of Abbey Road Studios with the same hat on.
Is that the hat that just goes with you everywhere?
Yeah, the hat's been around the world with me.
That's like my travel bunny. He has actually been around the world with me too. It's gonna highlight this. Harmonious Discord, also a Gladiator fan too. I mean, that's not fair, Mecca. That's not fair.
No.
Ringo has a little bit of talent.
Sometimes.
Ringo's a pretty good actor. So
yeah. Ringo is probably the best. Who said?
And he has a pleasant voice to listen to.
Yeah, they said George was actually the best actor of the bunch. I mean, I'm trying to find another picture here. Hold on.
George was the best actor. You can just tell by the way they used him in the movies, though, because like everyone else, they just sort of let them play. Like Ringo was always just sort of, he was the straight man. They let sort of Paul and John, they just sort of played off their senses of humor and stuff. And George, they actually wrote him as a character in both Hard Day's Night and Help. They actually, he has that whole part in A Hard Day's Night where he goes off and he's messing with the like fashionistas, which is such a phenomenal whatchamacallit little scene, because it's so it's literally like him sitting with the people trying to trend set, like him sitting with the actual people. Oh God.
That's the old podcast I used to do, Reality Wasted, with buddy Dave Sheehan and Jake Bentley, who occasionally joined us actually last week on my channel. And
so this is a really actually interesting point to debate, I think, of who the actual best musician in the Beatles was. Sitars are not easy. Sitars are hands down, like on a technical standpoint, you cannot deny the skill that it took to master the sitar at the level that he did.
But you see, I just want to say one thing before I continue. I always tried everything I could to look cool. And I think I finally found how a way for me to look actually cool. I just had to take all my pictures in London. See, that's it.
Yeah, it worked. It's a good. If anybody wants to send super chats so that I can test this theory, feel free to send super chats for Jesse's. Does she look cooler taking pictures in London?
Yeah, I was about 10 pounds heavier there too. So I mean,
and still fucking cool as shit. I mean, come on.
Mm.
I thought Ball was good, but not alone, in my opinion. That's fair. Because there's something like, in terms of instrumentality, I think you're probably right, Mecca. But then there was such a versatility. Like, Paul was almost as good on the drums as he was on anything else, you know. It's such an interesting, because like they all composed so differently. They brought so many different things to the table. It's like so hard to. It's such a great conversation to have, like who actually was the best musician in that group. I think you can make an argument for 3 out of 4.
Yeah.
But I mean, because even John, you know, he was more the guitar guy, but it's not like he was a hack. He knew his way around the other instruments. Oh, he knew his way around a piano decently well as well.
Yeah. And John had a heavier style playing piano. Than Paul did.
Paul had a much lighter touch on piano, but John had a gift for composition that was last sigil. I will say I do think John was the best lyricist as well. He had a gift for composition. And not just the lyrics, but just the way sometimes the lyrics would couple with the music he was writing. That just it just got you. Patrick Meal, he was a little more. I think that's why I liked him, though. He was bold. He was the bold one.
That's actually there's the documentary, the Peter Jackson documentary, is coming out Thanksgiving weekend. It's gonna be on Disney Plus.
Oh yeah, dude. I always thought the thing I will say about George though. His guitar riffs are so underrated.
Oh yeah.
The beauty in the simplicity sometimes of them. It's really, really
I mean, he's playing arpeggios, he's playing like ninths and fifth and fourths and stuff like that. He's doing a lot of pretty sophisticated stuff. I mean, he's doing some finger picking and he's
exactly. And then the simplicity in how some of it sounds, it's like it's deceptive. You know, you listen to say like the solo in something, or just the riff. It's just a few notes, but it's like the way he puts those notes in that order in that way, and then like the solo in that song is no joke either. Yeah, it's slow. It's not hard to play because it's slow. Like okay, but it's. When you're leaning into those rhythms and you're doing it's a different way. You're getting it right is not just about can you play it this fast and get your fingers on this part of the strings. Yeah, you know.
Somebody told me years ago says, listen, you have to learn not to play fast all the time.
Yep,
that was probably the best advice I was ever given as a guitar player. And that the solo in something actually they did that on one take was they were running out of tape.
Yeah,
wow. So we need a solo. Okay, hang on.
Just do it. Just fucking ripped it out. All right, Gladiator, keeping it spicy in here, I see. Rob, when is your Midnight's Edge exposed video coming? I'll donate for that. You need to expose those who wronged you.
Well, in the words of Alfred, I think it was Alfred Hitchcock said this, what's scarier, the bomb that goes off or the bomb that doesn't go off?
Exactly.
See.
Question.
The bomb. Question. And I like doing that. Bomb goes off. When a bomb goes off, that's called a thrill. When it doesn't go off, it's under the table. That's suspense.
Suspense is fun. Suspense is exciting. Bombs go off at very choice moments.
Don't they? They do. Don't they? I mean,
oh my God, there's a bomb threat on this stream. Everybody get out. Get out while you still can.
I wrote talk about bombs that going off and ticking clocks. I wrote a sketch actually. Do you remember Store 24 on the East Coast? It used to be a chain of convenience stores.
Yes. Yeah. Never bothered. We always had Wawas. So.
Oh yeah. Well, they were. I think they got bought out by Wawa years ago, but they don't exist anymore. And I wrote it when there was still a couple of them around. There was one in Boston. There was one in New Haven. There was one in a couple of places. And I wrote a sketch about Jack Bauer being trapped in a convenience store. He was trapped in the Store 24. Chloe, this is Jack. They're out of coffee. I need help. All right, Jack, go past the ring dings. Take a left of the microwave. Cook a burrito. It's just like, It's like terrorists are trying to like kill him, and it's like he's like, "What do you want for store 24?" You know, but they're not around anymore. It doesn't work anymore. So I probably could do this variation of that somehow, though. So
I am about this. I support this. I support this theory. Claudia, you are just stirring the pot tonight.
Kicking the hornet's nest, my friend.
So now that begs the question, right? Because this seems very calculated, right? Gladiator, right? My name is Gladiator. Well, who is Gladiator? That's what he gives his name right before he takes his mask off and reveals that he is in fact Maximus Decimus Meridius, father to general of the Felix Legions, commander of the armies in the north, father to a murdered son, husband to a murdered wife. I will have my vengeance in this one for the next. So I wonder who is under the helmet. Who is under the helmet, toppling, plotting to overthrow the emperor. But anyway, Gladiator offers, Nerdrotic is the reason the Fandom Menace crashed. Well, that's an interesting theory. I'm curious to see if you or anybody else has more to offer on the subject. Or any other thoughts that they would like to share. I would have two cock sources. I don't know who you are, but I love you now, and I'm taking a screenshot.
My good friend.
I officially love you, Gladiator. MJ1 Media says, glad to be back on the internet. Here's $2, Jesse. Thank you, MJ1 Media. Welcome back to the internet. We missed you while you were gone. Mm-hmm. Dude, whoever you are, Gladiator, you're my favorite, just like the movie. I did see Patrick McNeil was quoting I Need You. Excellent George Harrison number from
Help.
Yes. Love that one with that nice little riff. That another great example. Simplicity. Do. Just a couple notes.
It's nice kind of, and they use that's actually the it's very good. They use a wah pedal. I think wah pedal hooked up to a volume. They use a volume pedal actually for that. Yeah. So that you don't hear the attack on the chord.
Yeah. It's. I love it. I love that. That's one of my favorite ones off of there too. I've Just Seen a Face is another favorite off that album. And then You've Got a Hydra Level Away is the first song I ever learned how to play with chords on the guitar. So,
I saw somebody play that at St. John's Square in Liverpool because the people busk in the in the square. And that was actually awesome. And every day at Liverpool at the Cavern at 4 p.m. Which is what time is it? What time is that here? Well, early in the morning here.
Early.
They have the John Lennon tribute. They have someone come and play. And I was there, like I said, when I was on the tour bus taking a tour of Liverpool, and they said, "Now we're going past Matthew Street, home of the world famous Cavern." And I just leapt off the bus, like my 12 pounds be damned. I don't give a shit. That's it.
Oh, I love it. Oh God,
into the breach.
So I would be doing the same thing. Oh God, dude. I'm gonna have to do it when I do too, since you're the other super fan, the fellow super fan, and know all the sites. Actually, that's what I got to do. I got at some point before she gets too old. I got to take my mom on a Beatles tour. Because she is the reason I'm a fan. She took me and my sister to see Paul McCartney on one of his tours when we were kids, and God, it was.
I've seen Paul 22 times, so don't hate me, please. So, first time I saw him was at Madison Square Garden, December 14th, 1989. So,
wow.
I'm like, are we really going to see him? I'm like, he exists. He's real. I can't believe it. I'm in the same physical space as he is.
I had the same shit when I saw him. I cried so hard. They started with Magical Mystery Tour, which is like not even a crying song, and I was still fucking crying. God, I cried so much during that concert. It was great, dude. It was so beautiful. We're keeping it spicy tonight, apparently.
Yeah.
Xenomorph Skull 179 says the Fandom Menace is not just a group of people, it is an ideal, and ideals are bulletproof. This is a really great perspective to take on it. By the way, 51 people watching, press the like button if you haven't already. I don't care about anyone else's ideals. I believe in oppression on this channel of two things, women and the like button. Also, Shapancake did just relocate to being asleep next to me, so if anyone wants to pay his $5 appearance fee, I will drag his ass on screen. You're right. You know, it's not like a bunch of people sat down in a room and said, well, we all think these things, so let's form the Fandom Menace. The coin got termed, you know, on a high council one day, and everyone thought it's fun. Let's take it and run with it. And then a movement was born. And the thing about movements, it doesn't have a leader. It doesn't have a voice. It is defined by its members. And so there's it's really interesting because there's a lot of people right now who want to make these statements about I am Fandom Menace. I'm not Fandom Menace. You hear that more than a lot of people wanted to cry. I'm not Fandom Menace. I'm not. You don't really choose that. You weren't like issued a membership card or anything like that. There's no criteria. There's no rules. There's no like, oh, you are or you aren't. We're not a fucking club. You know, it's just. Are you Fandom Menace? Well, what defines if you're Fandom Menace? It's like the intellectual dark web, right? It was just a moniker given to a group of like-minded people doing like-minded things. If your audience largely goes around and watches primarily other Fandom Menace channels, if you can like casually make references to other channels in the Fandom Menace and your audience knows who you're talking about and you don't have to bother explaining it, you're probably Fandom Menace. Like, you don't have to embrace it. You don't have to talk about it. You don't have to hashtag it, but like, it's weird to hear people try to talk about, well, the Fandom Menace is this thing and did that thing and really want to like, yeah, as a part of it, of course I've seen the way the tenor has changed. Of course I've seen the way that people have changed within it. But at the end of the day, it's still nobody owns it. No. So there's no, you can't break it. It can't be destroyed or hail Zach Blackfire. It can't be destroyed or ruined or anything like that. Because you decide what it is. We all collectively decide what it is, what it means. And so we always have the option to course correct, right? It doesn't go away. It doesn't stop. It's not like we meet for our monthly membership meeting and go, well, numbers are down and people don't really seem to care about the Fandom Menace. We've really lost our way from that original mission statement. So I guess it's time to throw in the towel and close this operation down. No, as long as there are people who care about what the Fandom Menace means and want to use the term and the hashtag, and that'll always exist. Yeah. What it means is always going to be determined, though, by the people who are part of it. And the people who are part of it, that's determined by you guys, the fans, not by the creators who want to sit there and say, I am or I'm not Fandom Menace. Really, Patrick McNeil, I'm curious. Because you are a shit starter a little bit. I'm not going to lie. I see you in the chat. I enjoy you very, very much. But you speak your mind. You don't roll over for anybody no matter what. You speak your mind. You can be a little bit of a shit starter. You like to poke the hornet's nest. But you don't worry about being nice, which I respect. Absolutely.
Well, that's the other thing too. I mean, there has to be room for multiple different opinions. I mean, in any movement, in any kind of thing. And I mean, the other thing I was actually, if you're gonna be, you can't just conveniently drop the moniker. Oh well, I'm not Fandom Menace anymore. I'm like, no. It is what the people who you are speaking to decide that if you're a part of. The best example I could use is Elvis Costello. When he was starting out, because people said I was punk, so I was a punk. I don't know. So, that's the kind of thing. It's kind of like a nickname. You don't get to choose your own label.
Exactly.
Yeah, somebody has to choose it for you. Yeah.
And it's 100%. 16 McMaxcott says EVS coined the term Fandom Menace. I was there. Yeah, it is largely agreed that he coined the term, but it's generally just sort of accepted that it was created on the High Council and went from there. But yeah, first Fandom Menace shirts, EVS. Go back and look. We're getting some fun, spicy super chats tonight. We have what? Oh no, I found the cord for this one. Finally, it was sitting on that box. Underneath, like under that box, on that other box, in there. Thanks, Andrew. Our ghost has been freakily active. So the mic cord that I'm using is plugged into the microphone.
You're in a haunted building?
No, my ghost came with us from the other one.
Okay.
He's attached to a haunted pony
She's
that
not
I
welcome
got from New Orleans, and he's getting a little too involved. We went to bed one night. The TV remote was on the couch in the living room. We woke up the next morning. The TV remote was on the desk in the bedroom.
Mm-hmm. Do you? Oh wow! Actually, I got it. Do you know the legend of Peg Entwistle?
No.
She was a Hollywood actress in the 1930s. Her career hit the skids. She'd fallen on hard times, and she was actually in a movie with the Marx Brothers. Actually,
Yeah.
Anyway,
Keep going on. Let's I gotta turn my camera off for a sec.
Beautiful actress. And one night, in a fit of despair, she went up to the Hollywood sign and threw herself off tragically. And legend has it, if you go up there on certain nights, you can smell her perfume.
Ooh, that's kind of eerie.
I like it.
You want to try it out?
Griffith Park does night hikes sometimes. They allow night
That's
hikes.
why I don't mind doing shit outside. It's dark.
Oh yeah. Well, we just gotta find when Griffith Park does night hikes because that sounds great.
My buddy Kev across the street, his house is actually haunted by a small girl, and he's seen the ghost actually laying on the bed one night. He says, "Is Amel here? My cousin Amel?" No, and they went back in the room and she was gone. But Kev was renovating one night and he found a pair of child's black leather patent shoes behind one of the walls.
No way.
Mm-hmm.
Too creepy.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
I love.
They hear footsteps. They hear different things. And it's been haunted for years. I mean,
this fucking shit. I grew up in a very haunted. My house is almost the house I grew up in is almost 200 years. It's over 200 years old now, actually. It's from it's in Pennsylvania. It's an old stone farmhouse. There are 2 mounds in the backyard that I'm convinced might actually be graves.
Probably.
But there are like the yard is haunted in of itself. We did a whole stream talking about this once, actually. But yeah, Jeff has had some haunted experiences in it with me. My sister and I were talking. My parents were like, our house is super haunted, right? And they're like, no, what are you talking about? And even my dad, who's like the most pragmatic person ever, was like, yeah, I hear footsteps sometimes. My mom is like, yeah, this one time I was home alone, and I swear to God, I heard someone coming down the stairs, and I called for you guys when you weren't there. And I'm like, yeah, that's called ghosts, Mom. That's what ghosts sound like. She's like, I don't know, maybe it was one, but like it was definitely footsteps. I swear someone's coming down. I said, Mom gets fucking ghosts. Deal with it. So
yes, deal with it.
Deal with it. We're in the super chat, and we'll bring Jeff right on board right after. Gladiator. We have Gladiator in the mask who's posting some really fun, spicy shit super chat tonight. Nerdrotic, G&G, and Tom say they own it. Well, it's really funny. It's really funny that those 3 people claim they own the Fandom Menace, because last I heard, Jeremy doesn't want to be associated with it at all. And Gary and Tom weren't even around when it started. So I get a really good deal with whoever owned it before. That was, I guess, you and Ethan. Did you and Ethan sell the Fandom Menace to Tom and Gary?
Nope.
That's weird. Did you ever own the Fandom Menace to begin with? Or is that, oh right, we just had an entire fucking discussion about how it's not a thing anybody owns. So I don't care who wants to say they own it. No.
What's up, Jeff?
Owns it.
What up, man? How you doing?
Oh, fantastic. Better now that I'm hanging out with you lovely people.
I see in the chat, man. So thank you for joining us on the channel tonight.
Listen, like I always say, if I turn up in your chat, it's I want to be there. It's like I always say, you know what? It's and like I said, you guys are great, are always good to me. So
well, we're gonna turn up in your neighborhood next week. So that'll be fun.
Does he have time to get together?
Sounds like it. Yes. Yep.
So we've hung out 3 times now, or just 2?
It's gonna be 3.
This will be 3.
That's what I thought.
This will be 3.
Vegas.
Yeah, Vegas, and now
that place.
the other place.
I just don't say about it. I don't know how much you guys are sharing. So.
Mary Mayhem, what's up? Now that she's Mary. Your alter ego
Hi,
is
Mary.
here.
I'm here for you
geez.
too.
Also, Mary loves WWE Mayhem is here too. Mary, I didn't realize you were such a WWE fan. Now that I'm becoming one, we should talk about.
She points her finger to her head and goes, Rob Van Dam.
We should talk about how cool Rob Van Dam is and how he clearly inspired Matt Riddle to be the man he is today.
No one gets higher than RVD.
Oh, you just missed it. We had 69 people watching.
I was freaking. I got glasses here. I can't do it. I was going to do my Grand Wizard of Wrestling impression. So it's like, let me tell you, McMahon. It's just, we're gonna have a hot time tonight at the New Haven Coliseum. It's George the Animal Steel is gonna retain the title. So that's. I go back that far, like the late 70s, early 80s, the WWF.
The cocaine days. We'll show you something.
Isn't it kind of a spoiler if Vince comes out and like tells you what's going to happen, like his prediction for the show?
Yeah, and
It's a little bit of a spoiler.
Speaking of spoilers, did I hear the greatest spoiler ever? WrestleMania 15.
You might actually, you did, yes.
And the guy accidentally says, "Go
Yes.
watch Home Shopping Network with my new WWF champion Stone Cold," and you're like, "What?" Like, thanks,
No,
Michael.
Mecca. It's not something you're not invited to. No, it's not like that.
If you want to book a plane ticket, you are totally invited. But
It's gonna be. I had no idea until she told me.
There's going to be a lot of pizza.
Super last minute. Essentially, no. We're gonna be East Coast for weeks, and I'm making time since my grandma just passed away. Making time to see my family, which will be up in near Rob's neck of the woods. So we will. I literally just told her about it.
Yeah.
In the backstage because I was like, oh my god, wait, we're leaving for our trip soon. That's next week that we'll be there. I should probably see if you're going to be around and want to see us.
Yeah, so this is not something I'm keeping from you. So,
but words. Mary Mayhem says love for my main man Rob, which I wanted to put up there so I could post what she said next, which was
fucking hell
and kill me.
Oh, I thought, dude, put the one where it says Mary says how much she loves wrestling.
Oh, this one,
and wishes John Cena was her best friend.
Yeah.
So
I can't find it. I can't find the message, but I definitely saw the message where Mary was.
She shouldn't talk about Randy Orton's penis like that.
I love Randy
He has a
Orton.
family.
He's so sexy and manly. Rar, rar, rar. I wish Seth Rollins was bigger down there. But I guess I'll have to settle for a mustache ride and a beard journey.
Oh,
who are you? I love it.
Speaking of Andrew Dice Clay, Rob, have I ever told you the story of how my friend kind of fucked his son?
No.
So I have a story about how my friend got it on with Andrew Dice Clay's son.
Oh, wow.
So one of his sons, I don't know if he's still doing comedy, but he was doing comedy as well. Not anything like his father.
Okay.
Not anything like his father. The sad thing is though, like he has got two boys. One of them like got some looks. This is the one that ended up looking more like dad, unfortunately. Doesn't act like him. Quiet, mild mannered. So his whole act is sort of being awkward and stuff like that. So he comes into my open mic and he's doing his thing. He's whatever. We've chatted. He's a nice guy and stuff. So my friend kind of hits it off with him. And you know, she was in town visiting. And I'm like, cool, that's whatever, you know, like, yeah, go off and have a one night stand with some famous comedian's kid. That sounds great. Go do it. I'm sure this man knows what to do to a lady. He's only heard about it from the time he was a small child in graphic and explicit. No. The spawn of Andrew Dice Clay had at that point in his life never licked pussy.
Wow.
Yeah, that's true. Had never licked pussy before and was not about to start on that evening. Thus chalking it up to becoming the most disappointing sexual encounter of my friend's life still. And about 6 months later, this guy's back he's doing a set and he comes with a new set about how he finally, hallelujah, God bless, has put his tongue to muff for the first time.
Oh, wow.
Yep. So I was very proud of him. I was very, very proud of him. And that's what it's like to live in Los Angeles. Is sometimes your friends go home with Andrew Dice Clay's son and he doesn't know how to lick pussy. Shads Jesse, are you saying Andrew Dice Clay's son is Batman? He has about like the same level of swag as Robert Pattinson. So like not a lot. So like, yeah, you know, it's that. you know, Andrew Dice Clay's son is a nice Jewish boy. He would be a good catch. I mean, like, he really does look and act like a nice Jewish boy. I hope he's not listening either. I'm pointedly not saying his name, so you don't know which one it is, even though I made it very obvious in my physical description. Yeah.
Dice Jr.
Speaking of comedy, though, I'm glad we got on this topic. Jeff and I went to see a show at the Comedy Store just recently. It's a brand new thing. They're doing it again. They're letting you laugh again, kind of. What was interesting to me, and this was definitely a shift from the pre-pandemic shows. I don't know if a single comic got through their set without acknowledging wokeness, even if they were clearly not for it. Maybe that one chick from Philly that we really liked. I think she just went balls to the walls.
She wasn't.
I don't think she even said.
That's why she was one of the best ones, because it was like, oh, you're not making the same jokes like every fucking person, including big names.
Exactly.
Like Mark Maron and Jeff Ross made similar jokes.
Exactly.
Jeff Ross's didn't land.
Yeah,
it was kind of sad at that, because I love that dude. You know how big of a fan I am.
He's good. Yeah, but he was like, I think he was trying new stuff, because they were good stories, but those punchlines weren't hitting. That's what you see a lot of time in the original room at the store, though. It's like, oh, they maybe booked a main room show, and then, they just essentially, it's like, oh, 4 of the headliners from the main room show also are dropping into the original room show, which is really, really fucking cool. Anywho.
Except that last guy.
Oh, yeah.
He wouldn't, it's like, dude, you walk in,
Give it up.
we're ready to go. Like, I know this sounds really like a first world problem, but I hate when you go to a thing and you're like, oh, it's a comedy show. Hour 2.
4 hours later.
Yeah, or like when I went to Pearl Jam, it was like a 6-hour show, or WrestleMania 32 was like 5.5 or 7 hours long. Like, stop giving me that much entertainment. Like, let me leave at a decent hour, because it's not funny. Like, we're just standing there for the sympathy.
Like, I'm dying. I'm broken, and the night is over. If you can all slay this entire time, but it's the original room and it's after midnight, please let us go home. Please let us go.
You feel like being held prisoner after a while, yeah.
Right. So there's that. So here's the Rob. Have you been watching any new comedy? Any like specials or recent headliners or small guys or anything, or like going to live shows at all? Or?
Not really. I mean, I don't. It's comedy's in this weird place.
Yeah.
It really is, where everybody is sort of. Listen, the last 4 years, everybody was doing material. Oh, did you see what Trump did? I'm like, okay, yeah, great. Now, do you have anything else? Okay, it just became low-hanging fruit for so many people. But now everybody is in this weird place. Let me get closer to the mic. Everybody is in this weird place where now they have to think of shit to say. So it's a bizarre kind of thing where you're going to see how good people really are.
Yeah. Yeah.
And there's so much material people can't do anymore. Like somebody on Facebook was saying, the good thing millennials killed the I hate my wife jokes. I'm like, no, they really didn't.
No, because those are funny too. Those are also like some of the funny, like hating. Dude, I know so many comedians whose wives are in the audience laughing at their "my wife's a bitch" jokes because they're fucking funny and they're not real. I have great boyfriend material. Most of my Jeff jokes are really complimentary though. But no, I think I have 1 or 2 where like you're, a solid punchline. Jeff thinks it's fun to be part of the act. I'm not sitting up there like, publicly castrating him or anything shitty like that. It's all good fun. We make jokes at each other's expense all the time.
The thing is, you two are so cute. But the thing is, are you doing it? Are you doing it with malicious intent? That is the line.
Exactly.
And if you can laugh along, I mean, because people like Ron White and Bill Engvall and those guys, they're really good at doing the wife jokes, the spouse jokes, whatever, and they are really good at doing it. Like I said, and it's sort of poke gentle fun at their spouses.
Yeah.
Yeah, but as opposed to someone like So the only person that actually I've heard do malicious jokes about his wife or ex-wife was Sam Kinison.
Yeah.
You know, you just want to jump out of the car and say, "Oh, I hate you! I just want to live!" You know?
You were too good at that.
You're so good. You're so good. So fucking.
You know, there's a great Tales from the Crypt with him. If I ever wanted to parody that, I'm fucking coming to you.
You know what? Dude. I have a friend he's put together a show and he's performed it a couple times. It's his Borscht Belt comedians, and essentially he does jokes from dead comedians. It's like these great jokes that should never die. There's a couple comedies, places. Flappers has done this too, where they'll do a dead comedians night and they'll have people come in and do do a dead comedian set
Who
as
did
them.
Eddie Murphy set?
What?
Who did Eddie Murphy set?
I mean, he's still alive, so. A little bit, but you should fucking find. I mean, you should definitely, you should definitely do a dead comedian show with Sam Kinison. People need that.
One of the things, first time I ever saw Sam was on the Young Comedian Show, Rodney Dangerfield's Young Comedian Show. They used to that HBO special, and there was the whole thing. He goes, the great thing about being married is these are connected. Grabbing his balls. They're not going anywhere because as soon as you did, your wife would say, "You're married now. You don't need that anymore. Don't you think you're gonna go away with this?" And you call your buddies. I can't make it. I can't. No, I can't. I gotta cancel. No, I can't. No, I can't. She's got my dick. Yeah. I tried grabbing the spare. She grabbed it. I almost got out the door. She grabbed it on the front lawn. Embarrassed hell. Hold on. I'll ask her. Honey, it's the guys. They called to say that they're taking theirs. Okay. I just thought I asked. Don't want to stay now. She said, no fucking way. Says, hey, do me a favor. Do me a favor. You see me outside working on the lawn? Do me a favor. See me on the lawn? Kill me. Shoot me, strangle, run me over with the car. I don't care what it takes. I'm in hell.
Sam Kinison was like the Beethoven of comedy, where it was just like 0 to 1,000 and then right back down. Like, wow, like the dynamic shifts are like you can't keep up. It was so visceral.
He was a decent actor too.
Yeah.
Like the few things he did, like
he looks so weird though.
With his
he looks so weird.
I know I always say like I have celebrities I wish I could bring back. I think I'd put him at the top of the list because he had the most interesting upside. If Chris Farley didn't die, you'd get Shrek and probably whatever kid movies and some forgettable shit. Because the superhero influx was coming no matter what.
Sam Kinison would have been really fascinating.
And then if you have a guy like Phil Hartman, that's a tragedy. He was always like, he wasn't a star. He wasn't the starring man. He was always secondary. But Sam Kinison, he was awesome. It would have been cool. And he did rock shows at the same time.
Somebody told me I should overdub my voice in that scene in Back to School. Well, I didn't know you wanted to get involved with the conversation, Mr. Helper. Just do it about Star Wars. But let me ask you something. You remember that Battle of Hoth? Yeah. Where the rebels failed to achieve victory? Yeah. Why didn't General Heikkinen go across the ice shelf and nuke us back in the Stone Age? Remember why? Tell me. All right, I'll say it. It's just like because Player was too much of a pussy whip to let the rebels go in and kick those imperial bastards. Good answer. Like the way you think.
Mecca says Rob is doing a show.
That's not for another month. My buddy Jake runs a room up in Hartford. So,
good shit.
Yeah.
Please tell me how it goes.
Listen. I'm gonna put you on the spot here. I've had Jake on my channel. Will you please come on my channel? We do.
Yes,
Mecca and I do a show. We call it the Saturday edition.
Yeah.
We usually do around 6 o'clock. So I don't know if your schedule can't, but I'm gonna put you on. If I would like to have you on, please.
Oh yes. Why is it taking you this long to ask?
Well, we've only been doing it a couple of weeks, so like.
Oh, great, awesome! No, I'd love to. I would love to. Obviously, Mecca, you heard through the Rob. That you were also invited tonight. I know you were doing stuff, but
you sound like a tiger, by the way.
Apparently, I sound like a tiger. Good smell. But yeah, no, Mac, and you need to get back on here too. So yeah, no, definitely, and now we have to fly out and do a set Hartford. So Chrissy Bear has some new material.
You know,
I'm about
one
it.
thing, there's always a knock against female comedians that, oh, female comedian. No, I've seen plenty of female comedians. I know a few of them myself. Stacey Pressman, Sharon Simon, name dropping. A couple of New York comedians. I don't know if you know familiar. Sharon Simon, she's a New York comedian. But the whole thing is, I mean, a skilled female comedian really. I mean, I'm not saying that it's different, but there's a different expectation. I think. I don't think that's unfair to say.
No, and it's fine. Like the thing is, the thing I will say too that whatchamacallit, just to drop my train of thought completely. Oh yeah, is there's been a fucking comedy over the past 20 years has suffered so much from its little version of affirmative action. It really has, because there are some really fucking funny female comics out there. Sarah Silverman is not one of them, in my opinion, Greg Kirby. Although I did share a stage with her once. She was a total bitch in the green room. Like, big names are usually really, really cool in the green room. Not Sarah Silverman. She had to sit on the fucking middle of the room, but like it's like the whole thing wasn't like she was out of the way. Big names a lot of times won't just be in the green room with everybody else. They'll just be somewhere else until it's time for their set. Nah, she had to be in the middle of the Richard Pryor room, which is called the Richard Pryor room because every surface is either black or mirrored, and it is that way for her. And she had to sit in her little stool right in the middle of the room and be very present and very obviously too good for everyone and not wanting to be bothered. I'm like, well, that's fine, but like Pauly Shore said hi, and his mom literally owns the place. She was still alive at the time. Yep. And but anyway, fucking Mark Maron and I had a fucking chat when I went back. Came back from the bathroom. I was like, all right, what's up? Cool. we're buddies now. I mean, not really, but you know.
Yeah.
So yeah. Any hoozle. Point is, not Sarah's over. No, there's a lot of women. It's a lot. You go to these shows, and shows like now more than ever. Before the pandemic, it was before all the world got crazy. Before 2020 happened, it was like you could get away with like, and we stuck 3 token women in our show because we actually found 3 funny women and put them in our show and made sure we sprinkled them in the beginning, middle, and end, so you realize that women exist. Cool. Some shows there was like 1. Other shows where it was like, we worked to make sure we had a few more women, maybe 1 or 2 affirmative action spots. Now fucking comedy shows, and it's just gotten that way more and more over the past several years. Comedy shows are like 20% talent, 80% affirmative action. Like, guess what? There are comics of every color and denomination that are funny. Fucking find them and stop giving spots to the first person who checks a box that you fucking find. Being trans and a comic does not automatically make you funny.
How many of those fucking people that were there that night were shit? Because exactly what you're saying.
Garbage.
Some of those ladies were just like, I felt bad for the one because you like stared at her the whole time.
I was like, I think I ruined hers. I think I personally single-handedly ruined her set because I think I just sucked any energy that she might have been getting. Like, she was not funny. Don't get me wrong. She wasn't going to have a good time no matter what.
Because we weren't.
But like, she just wasn't funny. Like, she wasn't that good. But we were dead front and center, not laughing. And I was just like staring, like dead-eyeing her, just like, you're not funny, get out, like leave. Like, I was annoyed with the fact that she was taking up time in front of me. So like any titters that happened on the side just got sucked into the immediate black hole. That was me. I was like, I don't care. I hate you. I want you to stop ruining my night.
I think she wanted to walk off a couple times too.
She really, I think I almost like stared her down. Like, I don't even know.
You didn't say shit. You didn't heckle. You're just like,
I just sat there and looked at her like, you're just my eyes told her she wasn't funny because she wasn't.
You know, you talk affirmative action. You know, there was actually, Amy Schumer. It's not a bit, but I should probably turn this into a sketch about how to write an Amy Schumer joke.
Please do tell.
It says, okay, first of all, what you do is you start out by saying you're a great big whore. Okay. Then you reference a friend who is not a great big whore. Okay, so it starts out by saying, I'm such a great big whore, but my friend the Rebecca is not she's not a great big whore like I am. She's so uptight. She's not a great big whore. And then you talk about an situation, a common situation. So like said, she got kicked out of her apartment. Well, my friend Rebecca, she's not a great big whore like I am, and she got kicked out of her apartment. And then you insert my gaping vagina into it. So it looks like this. So my friend Rebecca, I'm a great big whore, but my friend Rebecca, she's an uptight slut, an uptight bitch, and she's not a great big whore like I am. So she got kicked out of her apartment and had to move into my gaping vagina. And there's your Amy Schumer joke.
It works.
Yeah.
It works.
I prefer her older formula better. Her original formula, the formula that she got famous doing, back when I actually thought she was occasionally funny back when this was the formula. The old formula was still started with I'm a great big whore. But it then moved into, and here are the types of men I like to fuck. Just kidding. I actually like fucking way grosser types of men in way grosser situations. And I was like, oh, that's kind of funny because I believe all of this. And it was like, the thing is, here's the thing I always say about comedy and comedians, right? And this stands true for Amy Schumer and every other comedian who sucks right now and isn't funny and makes terrible specials, is at some point they were talented. Nobody makes it in comedy. Nobody gets a TV special. Nobody gets that shit without at some point being talented and impressing enough people with their talent. It was one of the few things left in entertainment where in order to make it in stand-up, because the thing, Amy Schumer made it in stand-up. She clearly, definitively made it in stand-up before TV specials, movies, etc., whatever. If you're an improv person, a sketch person, you make it via TVs, movies, that's your avenue for making it different. And there's always ways to get on screen, irrespective of merit. If you made it on stage as a stand-up comedian first, you did it on your own merit at some point in your career. That's the thing I love about stand-up. It's one of the reasons it's the hardest profession. See, Patrick, we'll get you on a stage in comedy, but it's like the stage is only the casting couch, right? It doesn't land you the role. It will only get you so far. It won't get you on the biggest stages because the thing is, the commerce of comedy is laughter. It's not sex. It's not money. It's laughter. And no matter how much money is thrown at it and how much sex is thrown at it, if you get up on the stage and you cannot garner laughter, you lose.
Yeah.
There's no way to recover from that.
I mean, I've bombed plenty of times, but that's the way you learn what works and what doesn't. Someone asked me one time, "How do you know a joke works?" You guys just got to do it. You got to try it. You filter it through certain people. Like you might say to Jeff, "Hey Jeff, what do you think of this bit?" Oh, it might use a little tweaking, But you have filters you go through. But the only surefire way is to just do it. It's trial and error the whole process. Yeah. I'm very fortunate. I've only gotten heckled really only once. I did a joke about the back in the old day we used to have to leave the house to watch porn. And you used to have to go to that little room in the video store with the pink neon lights in front of it, with the lips on it, and God forbid if there's someone else already in there. I mean, if there's someone, you just go in there, go to the first shelf, walk straight move to the left, move to the left. Always making sure you don't stray too far into gay territory, because that could be Trump. That could be horrible. Oh God, no. Oh, And I had someone go, "I am from Germany, and we are more open-minded than that." I'm like, "Oh yeah, it's a bad night when the Germans are telling you to be more open-minded."
Dude, that's beautiful. Oh my God.
So, yeah. But you know what? Like, you talk about people like affirmative action comedy. Do you know who Hannah Gadsby is?
I don't.
This is a weird thing, and it's something I noticed. She did a Netflix special called Nanette a few years ago. She tells this story. Now, she has a particularly horrific story, and I feel bad for anybody who this has happened to. But she was at a party. Yeah, start back in my day and with Rob's penis. That's a running joke on the shenanigans on Mary's Rob's penis.
Trademark.
Trademark, yeah. It's Gamache's official trademark, otherwise I don't get paid for it.
I like that.
But Hannah Gadsby, though, she's an out lesbian, okay, and that's fine, no issue there. And she tells a story that she was at a party and she was hitting on some guy's girlfriend. And this guy, and she's a very masculine looking woman, and this guy thought she was another man, and he found out that she was lesbian, and he beat the hell out of her. Now, okay, that's a very bad thing to happen. That's a terrible thing. But she told this story on stage, and the audience just froze. And I'm like, okay, you know what? Yeah, okay, you know what? You're telling this story. It's not particularly funny. It's a horrible thing to happen. My question is, why are you telling it? What is the motivation here? Are you trying to shock the audience so that anything else you say afterwards is going to go over easier? Or are you trying to make them feel bad for not laughing at your later material? To me, it's this weird kind of thing. I'm like, again, you know, I don't care if the circuit, you know, the motivation was just, I just thought it was just a weird place to go with that.
Dude, there was a girl, Jasia, I went to school with, and she, every fucking class, and I had way too many with her, at some point early on in the class, had to tell the story about how she got raped. This tragic story about how she got raped that was like so scarring and defining. And she also had to include this as the central theme in literally everything she did. Poetry, playwriting, music, whatever. And it's a lot like what you said as the latter, right? You know, it's like you bulletproof yourself against criticism by pre-playing the victim. Oh, well, I was raped. You can't criticize my art because it's my pain. And if you're criticizing my art, then you're criticizing my pain. And my pain is real and valid, so you can't criticize it. And it's like, okay, but then you're not making good art. You know, like you can make a social justice propaganda film, but it's by de facto not going to be a good film because your themes are going to be beating people in the fucking face because subtlety is lost on your crowd, you know? So, it just, yeah, it's like,
it's like I said, it was a very weird place for her to go with that.
Yeah.
And like I said, it's a terrible thing to happen, but like I said, it was just the motivation just threw me. And the other thing too is I'm finding there's a lot of comedy. There's some comedians that get far too specific. And okay, we're talking about comedians. I gotta say, I have an intense dislike for Trevor Noah. I really do. The man has single-handedly ruined The Daily Show. He shrank The Daily Show's audience by 75%. And I've looked at the ratings. I was actually when I was writing a video for my own channel years ago. You had 2.5 million people at its peak tuning in. Now he's lucky to get 600,000, and that's piss poor numbers. He's pulling Conan O'Brien numbers now,
and they're gonna try to say it's all the streaming. And no, it's not, because it's like with Star Wars. Oh, everybody just whatever. Where'd the $1 billion go? Like there's a window like that these people are jumping out of. They're disappearing. They're abandoning ship. Like I'm so tired of that built-in excuse. It's streaming. No, it's not. Because never mind. We understand how much it costs to make these shows and how long it takes and all this other shit. So.
Yeah.
Well, the big excuse is fans keep saying, "Oh, well, he has a global audience." I'm like, well, yeah, but this is where it counts.
And what about where the shows actually broadcast? I know Comedy Central has worldwide thing, but they don't broadcast everywhere now.
I was in an airport when I was in an airport in I can't remember where. No, when I was in Sweden the first time, was in Sweden in 2008. The Daily Show with Jon Stewart was actually broadcast on CNN on Saturday afternoon.
Oh,
so it's always been aired internationally.
Oh, yeah.
But the whole thing is his and I've said I've seen his you got to see his stand up. I've seen his stand up. It sucks.
I saw his take on the Israel-Palestine situation, which was just dead ass wrong on like all of the facts. But whatever. We don't need to talk about that. Yeah. I would like to read the super chat because I actually did want to address. Doc Holiday. I'm glad you're still here. Thank you for the incredibly generous super chat. You did not need to send one, obviously. I was actually going to. I did want to mention something. I was hoping to see that you say something in the chat to see if you're still there because I did want to address some of the stuff you were saying. Miss you guys, but I'm sorry you felt like you had to send a super chat to get noticed because, like I said, I really wanted to address this irrespective otherwise, because I get where you're coming from. I saw the way you're feeling, and you know, I get it. I get where the feelings come from. Miss you guys, but EVS is singing you with his negativity. I feel you're better than him. He's good at art, but you're better at everything else. Like Nerdrotic too, but he has got nothing good to say too. Sorry, negative videos are a turnoff. Thank you for contributing that. I'm already seeing in the chat. There's a lot of people who aren't disagreeing with you. I know EVS was on the High Council earlier and stuff, but we're all friends who work together and stuff like that. But we're not like that was the first time that Ethan's been on either of our channels in a long time. We're making plans to see him because we're just friends, but we're not really creatively associated anymore. Ethan's running a very successful comic industry essentially, and we're working on all of our projects over here, and so we're just not, work-wise, we don't really cross paths as much anymore. So I'm not sure at what point you sort of went your own way on that stuff, but please come back, because we definitely I love Uncle Lee, I always will, but I understand people's, everyone's entitled to their opinions, and understand everyone feels a certain way, and everyone kind of feels like everyone sort of has their group of followers, and if you're in that camp, you're this type of person, you're in that camp, you're that. We're not in anyone's camp though. We're us. We make the shit we want to make. We talk about the stuff we want to do. We are not beholden to anybody, and nobody is beholden to us. We don't take our cues from anybody. We certainly don't take orders from anybody.
We get orders from the top.
Take them straight from the top.
Remember that episode of It's Always Sunny on the waterboard D in the toilet?
Oh my God.
We get orders from the top.
I get my orders from God. Actually, I take my orders from Jane of My Sword. But yeah, no, I appreciate you sending this and expressing your concern and frustration, because it's also really helpful for us to know that you guys feel this way, and it's good for us to be able to address and be like, hey, I mean, that's awesome, but like, we love Ethan. He's our pal. He's our bro. He's our buddy. But like, we're not, all working together to make the same stuff. If you want positivity, bro, download Live It and listen to me play music for hours at a time, because that should.
Or listen to my show. We rip shit apart. But you got to understand, like, what had happened was it used to be that there was thoughtful critique, criticism, prospective, retrospective, every type, retrofitted if you want. But my point, it stopped because everyone was trying to rush out, because it was never like do your work. It was, I'm going to just put out 20 fucking videos in a day.
Yeah.
And then everyone tried to copy that model, and then it all fell apart because no one made anything of relevance. It's, can your video stand up for a week? Most of these no, because somebody else has got another topic or another thing to cover instantly.
Or it's like you rushed out the video and didn't have all the information,
and you don't go back and fix it. You mention it in a live stream, and then you look like a dick.
Exactly. You don't make it. You don't make an update. You don't make a new take. You don't redo it. So exactly. So your take is stale.
And ultimately,
in 3 days.
too, these videos don't stand the test of time. It's like, oh, I got a nice bump on whatever, but it's like, yo, this Captain Marvel video still got like 400,000 views last year alone, and I didn't do anything with it. Like, you gotta just want to make something that's going to stick around and have something to say. And I think if more people did that, it doesn't have to be, you don't have to be positive and ass kissy and all this other bullshit. Be realistic, because you're going to call it like you see it. That's why we have the audiences we do, because we're not John Campea shilling hard for Disney. And then when you go to Disney, you get fucked out of $1,500 because you're an idiot. Mm-hmm. No, we always call it like we see it. I don't think enough shit had happened last year for people to call anything, because they didn't have the ability to see through anything. They just made up shit, or they just ran with the same little bit. And last year, what was fucking boring. Yeah. All of it was fucking boring. How many nothing burgers were served up all fucking year? How many fucking little bits you ran with? And the audience didn't give a shit.
Yeah.
And it's fucking over finally. And everybody, it's like the end of A Nightmare on Elm Street, where the mom's waving and Nancy's waving and the car drives off. Now, at the end of the movie, Freddy Krueger rips the mom back in, and it was all a dream. But that's the beauty of it. That bullshit that we had just sat through is fucking done. And creators didn't like it either. It wasn't like we're all just going, huh? No, it's like, what the fuck is this? Why are people buying into this shit?
Yeah.
We all waited along and waited around to get through this shit too. You can only put out so much stuff before you got people trying to stop you because it goes against the fucking bullshit House of Cards narrative you built for yourself.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. I'm with you, Doc Holliday. I'm fucking tired of half of this shit. I got so many people that say, hey, man, blah, 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 blah. I love the audience. We still have the same respect and interaction on WCBS we always have.
Yeah.
But, like, as a whole, What the fuck? I'm as an audience member of all this shit. I'm fucking tired of it.
Yep. But yeah, we take no orders. We take no cues. We do what we do. Like I say, I support everyone liking who they want to like and not liking who they want to like. I personally, I love Ethan. I love the humor. I love the comedy. I love the fact that Ethan will take it cross lines that people are afraid to cross. I like people who are not afraid of other people. That's us.
And ultimately,
yeah,
my business, my directive, everything is treat people the way they treat you.
Damn straight.
If somebody's been nothing but nice to you,
yeah,
you didn't like one of their takes or something, why am I like?
But
that's not how you people.
But also, like, that said, if you want to come here and like you feel very strongly about talking shit about other creators that you know I like on here, I'm always going to stand up for them. I'm always going to stick up for them when I see it, especially if it's, I'm not going to like go out of my way if you're doing it just in the chat. But if I see it in a super chat or something, I'll say my piece to, stick up for them. But I'll honor your perspective too, because you're totally allowed to not like people I like and like people I don't like. One of my favorite live streams ever was the one where I was like, all right, I was pissed off for a lot of reasons that night. And I was like, let's talk shit. Let's talk about our least favorite YouTubers. And this is great. This is years ago. So people want to be like, oh, you're flip-flopping on your this and that. Nah, who I put right out there? I was like, I'm going to get in so much trouble. My least favorite one is Doomcock. And I said all the reasons why, because he was full of shit and stole his source to rivers, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, a lot of my audience right there. My audience was like, we hate Jeremy for Geeks and Gamers. Like 20 minutes later, Jeremy was like, I'm rating your stream. And I'm like, fuck, why? Don't come here. I want to go to bed. And he showed up for my audience that was literally in the middle of talking shit about how much they hated him. And he shows up to my stream and I'm like, I don't want to be here for 3 more hours. I love Jeremy. I love him too. But it was like the timing could not have been fucking funnier. It could not have been funnier. But anyway, any hoozle. There it is. This is what's up. We love fucking saying it as it is. We love just speaking our minds. In general, yeah. We also really love that. Renegade, thank you so much for the awesome super chat. Wanted to swing by before I try and get some sleep for once. Well, good for you. I have to teach a fencing lesson at 7 a.m. tomorrow. Oh, wow. Jess looking lovely as always. Oh, thank you. Rob, good to see you, brother. And Jeff, more FaceTime on channels other than your own as usual. Shenanigans soon. We have. I'm
lazy, Valiant Renegade. I don't like the setup.
We will fight you on the shenanigans.
Yeah, and thank you for everything on the High Council too, man. Hopefully you're awake to hear this, but if you hear this in the morning, hopefully your night was well rested.
Whoa, Doc Holliday stepping up.
Shit, Doc Holliday. I'll have to remember what I said because I guess it was a really good answer to your previous. I'm teasing. Thank you. Fucking holy shit. I think Jesse and Jeff are best independent. Oh, I'm always in the shadows, but you are my favorites over them. I like positivity. Too much negativity is too depressing in our sad world. I'm still gonna buy you all the drinks till you give, but it's your personalities I love. Oh, thank you, Doc Holliday.
It's gonna be a lot of
drinks. No, neither of us like quitting. So
it's not in our vernacular,
but thank you so much. And seriously, if you're up for downloading an app, here's my Live It. It's awesome. I play music on it and hang out. It's
Live It doesn't work very well on my phone. I signed up on the website, but on my phone,
it's some people have what I've heard from some people who have it's better to download it on your phone and sign up on your phone, even if it doesn't stream well on your phone, and then stream it through the computer once you've signed up. But apparently if you don't sign up via mobile to start, it's stupid. I don't know. But anyway, it's a weird app, but it's fun. It's strange and it's special. You guys should all be on it. And it's like also it's merit based too. So it's like, oh, if I put in the hours and do the things and you guys drop a bunch of likes and gifts and stuff like that to let Live It know that you're into me as a streamer, Live It's like, cool, we'll promote you. Also, there's like direct things like, hey, these things affect the number that your achievement score is. Your achievement score that's literally posted on your thing is like you're essentially your space, how trending you are. And it's right there. Greg Kirby, it might not be hosted in Canada. I wonder. Oh, no, it's definitely somewhere in Canada because Cody has it. But it might be a Canada service thing. Anyway, it's slowly growing. It's slowly growing. So just give you images when it says live. Shout out. Have you tried checking it out on your computer. I know it's some people are having some glitches still with the app, so hopefully you guys can get it to work. Anyway, it's so much fun. It's so great. It's a merit-based system. It's beautiful. But Doc Holliday, thank you for the ringing endorsement and the incredibly sweet super chat and
Will
all
you
that.
still be our Huckleberry? I was gonna randomly say that because I saw some of the messages popping up too. I was like, is he gonna think I'm being a douche? Because I'm not. I'll be your Huckleberry. That's all I know from that.
Oh my darling, oh my darling, oh my darling Clementine. Huckleberry Hound, yeah.
I love it. I'm down, Doc Holliday. I'm so down.
Rob, favorite obscure Hanna-Barbera character?
Jezebel Jade from Johnny Quest.
Oh, okay. Johnny Quest is my favorite Hanna-Barbera cartoon.
You can't see it back here. I got a Kamiko Johnny Quest poster that I bought back in the 80s.
Mine is long, but whatever.
Okay.
I got to buy, and I got Johnny Quest comics actually too from Kamiko.
I have those from the 80s.
Yes.
El Kabong was Quick Draw McGraw's alternate identity as the
darker
guitar,
guitared
mariachi. It was like his little Zorro basically. El Kabong was Quick Draw McGraw's Zorro character.
So 1 year for Easter, I got a Johnny Quest tape, and I only watched that one episode, but I became a big fan of that. And then in the 90s, did you ever see? I mean, you're older, but there was a revival of Johnny Quest, The New Adventures of Johnny Quest.
Yeah, they were all older. They were all slightly older. They're all in their late teens.
Yeah,
that was actually pretty good
for a minute. And then, dude, because of HBO Max and all this, I've gone back. Jesse's watched it with me. Johnny Quest looks good. They've remastered it.
You know, there's a great moment in Johnny Quest where Race Bannon gets replaced by an imposter. And Jade comes in and saves the boys and she says, you know, they say, Jade, there's something wrong with Race. She goes, I'll take care of it. And he says, oh, it's you, Jade. Race, is that any way to greet me? And so they kiss, and then she goes back to the boys. Boys, that's not Race Bannon. And they go, how do you know? There's just some things a woman knows. It was just like, but it was like that moment was like, you know what? This is more sophisticated than I used to think. Jeez.
Those moments where you're like,
yeah, like, yeah.
Mandy Summers is here. Like, what? Oh my God.
Hi, Mandy.
Jesse, Jeff, stop, Rob. Heart. Black hearts the way I like them. Oh my God, my heart is black too, Mandy. It's so good to see you.
Well, I wanted to show you this. This is actually something here. Actually, hold on. Holden Girl brought this up for about playing guitar. Hold on, while I got it here. It is now. Mecca can't get pissed at me because she's seen this one. Actually, she's played this one too.
Ooh, lucky.
This is, check this bad boy out.
Ooh, that's cool.
Yeah, this is the Hamer XT. Well, it's XT series. I mean, it's a budget series. But this is, they call this a Karina, but it's not actually Karina. Karina is African limba. It's a Karina XT. I'm like, actually, no, only the top is Karina. And the rest of it is maple. So they cheat.
Nice.
But anyway, yeah, so I've had, these are actually single coil P90s, but they're made to fit into the humbucker routes. So and I put a roller bridge on this, and I made the mistake of trying to put the new nut on myself. And so I had to take it somewhere to fix the job I did. And then they actually had to fix what was wrong with it. So, but anyway,
something.
So what was that?
Play something real quick, just like 10 seconds.
I probably have to play the tuning song. Hold on. Hey, it's me again. Plain to see you again. Please, can I see you every day? You didn't know what you were looking for till you heard the voices in your ear. Didn't know what you were looking for till you heard the voices. I can't, that's way out of my range.
Oh, dear.
Jane of my sword liked your playing. He came over to see.
Yes. So like I said, Mecca's played this. Actually, I think she's played this. Mecca, are you in the chat? Have you played this when you were out here?
Jane of my sword is jealous of your guitar.
Mm.
He does not have any guitars of his own.
No. Actually, I actually put a set of Grover 305Cs on these. I upgraded the tuning pegs on that too. So anyway, so that's that one. Like I said, the black one. I think I told you the story that I bought that on eBay accidentally. I submitted an offer, and the guy accepted. I said, "Oh,
Whoops.
I guess I'm going to have to pay for it now."
Guess what I wanted to
So,
buy on eBay?
That's that one.
It a Beverly Hills Cop. Like just a
So,
regular
like I
size.
said,
It's $1,200, and I was like,
did Mecca go to bed?
I was
She
like,
must have went to bed.
Fuck you.
Like I said, she. So
Never paid it.
yeah, she went to bed. Yeah. So anyway, so that's the hammer over there, and like there's a couple of the Les Pauls over there in the case, and the Epiphone Casinos in the case, and there's a couple of stuff here around here somewhere. So
Shadzar said, "Isn't this the guitar you put a video on, Rob?
is what? Is this a
you
guitar?
put the video on?
No, that's not. No, that's a different one. Oh no, I actually no. There's a video of me putting the tuners on that one.
Yeah. So there
Yeah,
is. There is
so-
video
Yeah, there is a video of me putting the tuners on.
of that.
That's one of my. Yeah, one of my others. Mecca is flicking her bean. Was
Well, you choose that one.
Yeah, I was like,
read out
oh,
loud. I'm
okay.
like, all right.
No,
I'll
no,
read that one to
no.
myself.
I didn't even know what that meant. I'm like, wait a minute, what does that be? Oh, damn it!
We all learned something today.
Took you and Rob learned something tonight. Today's phrase is flicking your bean.
Rob, Marty McFly plays that Back to Future Band audition. Rob, voices by Russ Ballard? No, voices by Cheap Trick. Who?
Sweet Peas, were you proposing to Rob now, or are you still pining after your actual husband?
No, that's she's.
Sweet Pea's married?
I'm very.
I'm that Limey now.
Oh, I missed the wedding.
He hasn't. I think they must have eloped because all of a sudden, like, he was her husband, and I was like, what? But he hasn't. He wasn't in the chat tonight, so.
Well, love is beautiful, and I'm glad that they found it on Livid.
Love is a very many splendor thing.
Can we talk about this account?
Foreskin Awakens. I feel like I have to have movie foreskin titles now for this week's show.
So my dedication to Cheap Trick goes so far that I even so the checkerboard guitar straps. So that's yeah.
Oh,
So
Sweet Pea
that's-
forced him into it.
Oh,
Okay,
good for her.
Joe, you miss your hubby. So yeah, she kidnapped him, I guess, and forced him into it. It's reasonable.
And I don't know if you know this story, but the whole when we were out in Las Vegas, I was wearing a Cheap Trick t-shirt when I met Clint Howard. And he says to me, great. He says, great fucking band. And so that led to us having lunch with him and then hanging out with him in the presidential suite, as I call it.
Dude,
So
no way.
Everybody's smoking. Yes, well, we could say it now. They got high with Clint Howard. I just observed, so I was there to record it for future posterity. So.
Oh, dude, I love it.
Hey, Clint. Yeah. Hey, Clint. Want to get lunch? I guess I got to eat. That's what he said.
Oh, I love it. Oh, dude. I can only rival your music stories with my actor stories. Oh, dude, weird as shit too. Weird as fucking shit. Watching Anger Management, having Jeff go, "Hey, look, it's Isaac," and me going, "Oh my god, shit, it is Isaac," and then turning around and seeing my friend who lives around the fucking corner in this movie that I've watched since I was a child, and not having seen it since I've met this person and become his fucking friend. But then going back and watching this movie and being like, oh shit, this guy I know is in it. And then we're at the Disney store and there's a Thanos doll. And we push the button on it. And I'm like, Isaac? Isaac did the voices for all of the Thanos animated stuff. The TV show, the video games, like all the recent stuff. Probably the toy too. Because That was his fucking voice coming out of the Thanos toy in the store, and it was really fucking weird. Let me tell you, it is really bizarre to be like that. I know this person. Like, I eat lunch with him and listen to his stories about scaring his former roommates. Oh,
A lot of people they say, "Oh, Rob, you're a voice actor. What have you been in?" I'm like, nothing. I'm like,
yet.
yeah.
Do you have a voice reel? Because you should make one.
I do not. I don't know. What just like put together like some clips of myself. I mean, what is that?
Yeah. So a good voice reel, a good demo reel in general is 1 to 2 minutes. Shorter is better if you can show off your best shit. A minute, all for the best. A voice reel, you want to be able to demonstrate. You probably don't want more than 5 different things, but you want to showcase like different characters you can do, and then also different presentations. So like, hey, here's my regular sounding commercial person voice. Here's my dramatic reading of this thing. Here's this character and that character and this comedic whatever. About like a 90-second-ish thing. And then you just have that, and then you sign up on casting websites for voice acting, and then you just send it to people, and then you get jobs like immediately. Seriously, it's that easy. I have a friend who gets paying gigs all the time as a voice actor, but it's all almost everything has just to record remotely.
Well, that's good.
Yeah. If shouts out, Rob's demo reel is Mecca's channel. Yeah, this is
all the bits, the Karen of the Week bit and stuff like that.
Love it. No, this is what I've been seeing. It's great. It's fucking great. You honestly could. You could pull some of those things and be like, all right, here's my demo. Just pull some examples of your different shticks from there. No, it's cool.
Oh, he has a nice shtick. I can tell you that much. Oh my.
What, George? What are you doing here?
Oh no, who invited George? Bad dog.
I don't need an invitation. I'll tell you that. I show up whenever I damn well please. Oh, Jeffrey, good to see you. You're looking well. Oh.
Dude, you do that way too well.
That's scary. I did that voice. I did that voice for Brad, George's husband, and he said it's amazing. It was at a book signing at the public library. The last thing I did before everybody went into lockdown, and Brad was there, and he said it's uncanny. I can't believe it.
That's fucking awesome. Yeah, that's a really goddamn endorsement.
Yeah, Brad was a cool guy too. He was a cool guy.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I always think it's one of my favorite famous people facts that when Charlie Chaplin entered a Charlie Chaplin lookalike contest, he came in 3rd.
Oh, Jeff, you're talking about obscure Hanna-Barbera characters. Do you remember the Herculoids?
Yes.
Okay, because not many people do. So glad
the Herculoids. They were just like a weird. I've seen the show many a times because growing up, I'm in that weird age window where like Cartoon Network had all their great shows, but they would still show a lot of old shit. It's filler. So you'd catch the Herculoids at like 3:00 on a Thursday or something, or a pup named Scooby Doo at 7 a.m.
I remember that.
That came up before you were born though.
Yeah, but I read one.
But that's how late like they were still replaying.
Yeah.
So it's cool, but Cartoon Network. Not because it's just me, but I feel like we all had the best of both worlds. Where it's like if you watched it, you got like a history lesson in cartoons and new shit.
Yeah,
Nickelodeon was like that too. They'd show old Warner Brothers shit for hours.
Yeah. The Herculoids actually turn up in the new Space Jam movie.
So
I was shocked. I was like, really? I'm the only. Obviously, you're appealing to me because I'm the only one who's going to recognize this.
Speaking of Space Jam, right before we moved, we were not sober. And we were flipping through stuff on the TV, and we had time before we had stuff to do. And I just put on Space Jam for a minute, and we're like, "Yeah, we'll just watch this scene." And we'll just watch this scene, and before you know, we're at the final basketball game, dude. Space Jam went from here to here in my book. Like I didn't realize how much I enjoyed that movie.
Yeah, it's good. It's a good one.
Could have been the Space.
Oh God,
could have been the Space Jam.
Sander Hammerslog says George Takei meets Buffalo Jeff.
Really?
Well, ooh, that's a pairing I think I might enjoy. Oh my.
Me too.
Oh,
George.
I love that wispy voice of yours. Ooh. Tell me, are you going to imprison me like you did everybody else?
Of course, I'm gonna eat your face after.
Mm.
You can't
Ooh.
transport away, Mr. Sulu.
Let's see if you could swallow me in one bite. Ooh. Oh my.
Don't give yourself that much credit, George.
That's funny when you had Chris Gore. Chris Gore said, "Yeah, I like the way that he did the George Takei thing." He said, "I like the way it's pulsating around his image." Yeah.
Oh, that's not the only thing that's pulsating.
Oh,
Oh my.
Oh my God, Sweet Pea is so upset by Buffalo Jeff too. Ah! Oh my God.
Hey, Sweet
Zach
Pea, why don't you
Blackfire
like
should
Buffalo
read your,
Jeff?
Things. I have to remind because there's a thing I'm supposed to do for you, but I gotta remember when it is. And
For
make
me?
sure I do it.
Or for Jeff or for
It's for Zach Blackfire's birthday.
oh.
Does he like big assholes and can I come? Is it still a problem?
He does. He actually, part of what he wanted me to do was to promote his shirt on his birthday.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
So the Zach Blackfire shirt is the "I like big assholes and I cannot come" shirt.
Ooh.
And yeah, it's on my Teespring. So I think it's a great. Yeah, I might have it open.
Hey, do you want to just
No.
be in
Yes.
space for this?
What is this? Coffee infused ice cream donut cone. Yep, I would like that.
4th of July weekend.
I'm in.
You know, Dunkin' Donuts makes a big deal about, we have nitrogen infused coffee. I'm like, you just run it through a tap with an N2 CO2 canister. I'm like, I know, I used to fill them all the time. 25% CO2, 75% nitrogen. I mean, it's no big deal. It's what they call G-Mix, what you pour Guinness with. Because just CO2 will just give you just all foam with the Guinness.
Yo, so the doodad in the Guinness can, that was invented the same year as the internet.
Really?
And you can guess which one of those inventions won Invention of the Year. Hint, it was not the internet. In retrospect, I believe they still made the right decision. Having fresh Guinness is probably more valuable than the internet.
But what about a bottle?
Then you're fucked.
Like, no, you could still have the internet and fresh Guinness if you just drank from a bottle. Like, you can have the best of both worlds.
Or you just drink from a tap if you're like not a heathen.
Or if you just don't go out much.
Whatever. Don't make sense here. It's not allowed. It's the one thing that's not allowed on this channel. Logic.
Reason.
The
mindless mob knows not these things.
Sanity.
Oh, it came.
Yeah, definitely. Not. Oh yeah, do you like it?
Yeah, it looked way different. We have the same background.
Yeah, I do. Yeah,
I
don't
can't
change mine. Maybe you can open it if you want. Yeah,
I don't need to. Why am I? I have an iPad too.
but yeah, it came. It's definitely feels like it will survive a few drops. So
Don't test it.
I don't want to. I'm sure it'll happen.
Hmm.
I'm sure it will happen no matter what. Without the internet, how we all get free porn
And off-brand.
Well, you
How
just
we have wish.com fails.
Dude,
Those are the best.
did you hear our new plan for our podcast to get big in India?
No.
We're going to get Nick to get in shape, and there's going to be the Wish Roman Reigns.
Oh my
Also
god.
Romance Reigns.
What?
Long story.
What? I'm
Did-
confused.
like speaking of India, have you guys seen Basmati Blues yet?
I can't.
Not
Jay,
yet.
get down. No, Jay.
It is the most bizarre thing I've ever seen. Brie Larson wants that movie to go away badly.
We should all buy copies and then
Yes.
make copies and then I got an idea.
You find it-
Everyone should get a copy and make copies and then mail them out like AOL discs and say, please watch me.
Yes.
And what you do is you fuck with people.
It's the Brie Larson cancel campaign.
The first thing you do is you put the opening clips of the Ring video on. People think, oh my God. And then it just cuts out like, sorry, that was a joke. Watch this movie. They're like, oh. And then they'll be so focused, like, oh my God, what is this? Because everyone will go like, I almost had a heart attack watching this random DVD that came. What it was Brie Larson's movie, Basmati Blues. That's how you get people to never stop talking about it. Do you want to do it?
You can find it.
It sounds awesome.
You can find it at like dollar stores. I mean, it's not exactly a hard get, you know.
Yeah.
But it's so during at the ending, she actually rides in a white horse to save India.
Dude, do you know what she's up to right now? Oh my god,
Sleeping.
guys. Oh my
Probably.
god, guys. She's buying herself a van
Down by the
so
river.
she can live that camper van lifestyle, y'all. She's gonna get like all the fancy shit and like couches and stuff. I guess she's just like so inspired by all of the people who, you know, were forced on the road by homelessness and tragedy and the inability to find steady work
She wants to meet her homegirl, Frances McDormand.
in the same area and all. It's just so glamorous to live that lifestyle. Oh my god. So she's gonna do that.
I mean, that's, you know, there's a woman actually from Spain.
Mhm.
She's on one of the adult websites, a certain hub that you want to go for porn.
Oh,
And she calls
Yeah.
herself the Naked Traveler. She doesn't do anything sexual. She's just naked and she travels around in a van around Spain or Europe. And I'm like, you know what? Okay, Brie, I'm not impressed. Okay, this
Yeah.
woman, yeah. Until like I'm like, you seriously need to up your game. Okay, jeez.
she's
But
just like trying to chase all the trends. She'd be like, what do people on the internet do? Like, oh my god, influencers, they totally travel and do travelogues. I am gonna make travelogues now. I mean, god.
Yeah,
So
there's a guy. Yeah, they do the van life stuff. I mean, there's a guy actually he's in what's the name of the place? He's out in Death Valley, Cerro Gordo, which is an old mining town, I believe it is. He has a YouTube channel, Ghost Town Living. He bought this little ghost town, which used to be a mining town. It used to be one of the biggest producers of silver in the United States around the turn of the last century. When the pandemic started, he moved there. He's been there ever since. And he's been slowly working on it and talk about ghost stories in the servants' quarters, because there is electricity there. In the servants' quarters, he saw a light on. It's okay, you know, one of the crew must have just, you know, the crew to renovate the place must have left the light on. So he asked the foreman the next day, just, you know, when he comes back up, hey, you know, so the crew, you know, they're still in the service course. Still in the service course. What are you talking about? The crew left 2 weeks ago. So
creepy.
So yeah, it's actually pretty interesting. And like watching him do stuff. The first night he went up there, he got snowed in. The road was, you know, obviously no plows are going to get up there, but he was there for 2 weeks all alone with just his DVDs, just himself. I mean, he had to use a wood stove for heat. He had no running water.
Wow.
I'm thinking this guy had the right idea, though, for, you know, to ride out the pandemic.
That's awesome.
That's
crazy, but awesome.
That is crazy. Yeah. I'm not sure, you know, 10 minutes without, you know, I always say to myself, whenever I go somewhere, the first question I ask, okay, where's the bathroom? Where am I going to take a shit? You know, so.
Right? That's really nuts. I've done camping, you know, before. I enjoy roughing it for a period, but for that long and to work on all that through the pandemic, that's a lot.
Sometimes, Sweepy, sometimes kids are naked too. So no people, yeah, okay, well.
Hey, Rob, do you remember the episode of the Brady Bunch where they go to the old mining town or some shit out west and get captured?
Barely. I was never a huge Brady Bunch fan.
I don't know why your story just reminded me of that, but that's the Brady Bunch. At least you remember it exists, and I'm not crazy.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
He thinks you're crazy, though. He's looking at you like you are. You're so cute. All right. Well, it is late.
Yeah,
it's
it is.
Time. It is. I think we are getting to being that time because I am starting to hit that wall.
The Wonder Wall?
Oh, Sweepy, Rob, I was talking to someone in the chat. Okay, sorry about that. I didn't know.
She'd be putting bitches in their place. Don't worry about it. Don't you worry about it.
So anyway, all right, we're gonna do Mad Libs. We'll forego that, or is that no longer?
Yeah.
Yeah, fun.
Yes. So we have it digitally now, and it's fun to do it this way.
Oh, sweet.
So chat, feel free to jump in. I get to play too.
Now it makes it better. 'Cause before it was just like,
Yeah. So here's what's up. So here's what we're gonna do with the chat now. Actually, rather than me kicking you guys specific words and waiting, you guys just send suggestions, right? Send your chatty suggestions, nouns, adjectives, verbs. Change it up because you never know what we're gonna get. When you send me good suggestions that I like, I will put them into the puzzle. When I there we are. And Gungan Dong. Gungan Dong. Oh my god. Maybe. Okay. Do. Cool.
I tell you, I was actually Indiana Jones one the Halloween before everything shit the bed. Yeah, I was Indiana Jones one night, and one night I went out. I was Captain Picard. The next night I went out, I was Indiana Jones, and when I was walking towards the bar I was going to, I looked down, I saw the silhouette with the hat and the jacket, and I was like, "Damn, I need to dress like this every day."
I would love to dress up like Indiana Jones every day. I was Indiana Jones for like 6 or 7 Halloweens.
I was Indiana Jones once for Halloween when I was the year after I graduated college, and it was the one and only time I locked myself out of that apartment. And it just happened that they were doing construction. I was on the second floor. They were doing construction. There was a ladder there, so I actually had to scale the side of my building to the roof and break in through my own window while dressed as Indiana Jones.
That's awesome.
It was badass. All right, Rob, you're going to start us off with an adjective.
Wet.
Tight. Jeff, a last name, please.
McGillicuddy.
You could have picked Mongoose.
Well, there's a reason why I picked McGillicuddy. There's a movie called Anus McGillicuddy. It's considered the worst thing ever made.
One of my house chairs in college was Alice McGillicuddy. She was super nice. I'm gonna grab superfluous from the chat. Thanks, Sweet Pea. That's a good adjective. Superfluous. Flupus. Next. A noun. But. Rob, an adjective again.
Cold.
A plural noun, Jeff.
Sparrows.
Let's see. Source. What else did we have? We had a bunch of good nouns from you guys. Let's see. Dong liquor. That's a good one. Gungan dong too. I'll go with dong liquor.
I was going to say I would throw in a vote for dong liquor as well.
Dong liquor.
It's a well thought out one.
Not dog liquor. Dong liquor. There we go. Dong liquor it is. Zach Blackfire, did you mean slutty or did you want slooty? Because I'm kind of good with either.
Wee.
But,
Oh my.
actually, it's my adjective anyway, so I'm gonna go with slutty. Slutty's good. Rob, a plural noun, please.
Plural noun. Oh god, why am I blanking on this? Plural noun.
Hey, what's up?
Tables.
Tables are good. Tables. We got a Rosetta into house. A noun from Jeffifa.
How about Boulder?
That's a nice boulder. All right.
Answer
Yeah.
Flaming TP's question, would you?
I wonder how much dong you need to get a proper Vietnamese one. Vietnamese.
Hey, all right.
That's an adjective.
Yeah, a descriptor.
All right. Squirty Harry.
Mm.
All right. Rob, a plural noun, please.
Plural noun. Butt scratchers.
What's that?
Butt scratchers. Butt scratcher. When my nephew was like 5 years old, he would just walk around, butt scratcher.
All right. An adjective for me or the chat. Let's see. Let's see. What's an adjective? That's good. Retarded. Okay.
Clearly, you picked the right one.
Brie has a cover of Jealous recently on her Twitter. What? Like, is she pretending to make music again or something? Because that's funny.
Yeah. She did a song from Scott Pilgrim.
Oh my god, she's so sad.
Jesse, she's bored from COVID. That's like everyone else.
A lower forward-facing bicep. Zach Blackfire, I love you so much.
What?
Rob, an adjective, please.
Spankalicious.
Oh, what'd you say?
Spankalicious.
Spankalicious. Flaming TP, I fucking forgot. I was supposed to tell tell you to tell Mary what an Alabama Hot Pocket was in the Buffalo Jeff voice, and she wouldn't look it up.
Oh, okay.
Next week.
No.
Or the week
No
after
show next
that.
week.
Spankalicious.
All right.
Jeff, a noun, please.
How about emu?
Emu. I like it. Adverb. Fuckily. Wanted to use that one for so long. All right, chat. I'm gonna let you guys pick this one. A letter of the alphabet. I'm gonna go with the first one that gets two different people to pick the same one. Letter of the alphabet. State enforced homosexuality is upon us, my brethren. Okay. Got one vote for the letter F. Hold on. Okay. Wait, I see two Q's. Q, and it's not the same person. Q. All right. Q it is. Q. All right. Rob, a noun, please.
Helmet.
Helmet. All right. We wrote family rock band.
Oh boy.
I didn't come from your average wet family.
Whoa, wait. Never mind. Keep going.
That's because we're all part of the McGillicuddy family rock band, and we lead a very superfluous life. For example, by not shaving his butt every morning. My dad saves enough time to practice the cold drums. Okay. My brother doesn't participate in extracurricular sparrows at school because he plays the electric dong licker.
The electric dong licker.
My slutty sister doesn't have time to date tables because she sings lead vocals and practices for 4 or 5 hours every boulder. What is she doing with Matt Charpa? When I'm not writing our Vietnamese songs, I'm tickling the butt scratchers on the keyboard. So I don't have free time either. What? Mom is our retarded manager.
Oh, I dropped my cracker.
She books our band to play at weddings, Spankalicious 16s, and emu mitzvahs.
You had an emu mitzvah? Does that make you a man? You're ready to be cooked?
Maybe someday, if we practice fuckily enough, we'll get to make a music video for QTV and play sold out shows in Madison Square Helmet. I want to play a show at Madison Square Helmet.
Oh man.
I do too.
Madison Square Helmet, Dark Helmet's more retarded cousin.
That's where Dark
God.
Helmet fantasizes he's gonna like propose to Princess Vespa in front of the world.
Madison
And
Square
she'll say
Helmet.
yes. That's where he plays with his dolls.
Oh my God. Thus concludes Mad Libs. Rob, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
I'm looking forward to returning the favor on with you and Mecca in the near future.
What?
Being on their channel. Okay. You're being weird.
Is that but we got a kitty cat.
Kitty, Lando. Lando
Lando.
sighting. Hi, Lando. Any last words? Anything you want to tell the world? Let them know where they can find you. What's up? What to look for, etc. Stuff.
Big. Well, as George Carlin said on one of his records, big bands definitely ain't coming back.
This is true. Jeff,
Yes.
any last words?
Thanks for watching, folks. It was a lot of fun, and thanks for having me.
Thank you for being here.
I enjoy our living room.
I do too.
It's so big.
It is so big. Guys, you can find me on Live It like most days. I will be hosting the Matriarchy tomorrow since Anna is somewhere where she can't set it up, but she will be here. And then Anna's going to take the next couple because I will be on the road and working. So, like I said, check out Live It. Make sure you guys are following me over there if you can get the app to work. It's super fun, and I'm gonna be a star. Thank you for being here.
Yeah.
One day I'm gonna play Madison Square Helmet. But
Yeah.
until then, may the force be with you.
Live long and prosper.